So this book is like a pot of gold. To go fast or to even win, you need to have good pace notes. In general, we know what pace notes are, a description of what's ahead and how fast we can drive the road. You may have seen one of our previous videos explaining our pace notes from 3 years ago, but our system has since changed quite a lot, with our numbers now also cross-referencing to gears, and we also now include a lot more information and description of lines and how we can drive each corner as fast as possible.
30, flat 6 left, 50, go 3 left plus.
Even after 10 years, John and I are still developing our system to get the most out of our pace notes. And it's like anything though, you have to start somewhere. And I'd recommend to start with no pace notes, or what we call blind rallies. Don't worry John, we still need you, come back. Blind rallies is a great way to learn the technique on how to read the character of the road, and this is a skill that's still very important even when you're using pace notes. And the co-driver gets to enjoy the ride. Once you start using pace notes, you may find that it initially slows you down. Well, it did for me anyway, as you knew what was coming and anticipated for it too early. But like anything, the more time that you spent with pace notes, the more time you spent listening and digesting the information, it slowly started sinking in and developing into speed. Also, when starting using the pace notes, it's key to develop a good relationship with your co-driver and develop a system that you both understand. In fact, who better to talk about our system than the person that reads it himself?
The best way in the beginning is to treat the organiser's notes as safety notes, but over time you'll get used to them and you can start developing your own system, either adjusting the organiser's notes or writing your own notes, but in the end the key to all is consistency. When you do start writing your own notes, the key to it is to keep it simple. You don't want to overcomplicate things, and just use things that the driver will find easy to listen to and simple to react to. So for example, for us, instead of saying don't cut, which is a note that could be interpreted two ways, we just say don't.
There are no two pace note systems the same. In fact, ours started from using the organiser supplied Jemba notes that we adjusted over time, added in our own information and action points. So as an example, here's some keywords that we use in our pace notes.
Lip.
This is a really short distance between corners, less than 30 metres.
Max.
It's a combination of short and flat.
Half.
A half length corner, we have up to 6 variations in the length of the corners that we use.
Nips.
This is a tamed down version of tightens, so the corner just tightens a little bit. You don't have to adjust the speed, but you do have to adjust the line.
And flat.
Obviously self-explanatory, but the reason why this is quite a simple and effective note is it takes out the guessing work of what's coming after the note, so it means you can process the information for the following corners much quicker.
The three key points about pace notes are to know exactly what abbreviations you're going to use without thinking, to write them clearly so that you can read them back, and when you do read them back, to get the timing just right.
So when you start writing your notes, there's a few key things you want to worry about. Obviously first is the consistency of the gradients of the corners, and this is where we use the tape. It's a very quick reference system that we use. With a glance we can assign a number, which is a gradient of the corner, but also now in our case is also a gear.
40, short 4-0 closes, 30, go.
So once you have the length of the straights and your quarter gradients, you've got the basis of your notes down packed. Then it's about adding in information around this. And the first information you start with is corners that you can cut, corners that you don't want to be cutting, corners where there's a bit of extra width where you can go a little bit wider on the exit, and establishing the important accelerations to where you really need to focus on getting a clean exit for a long straight that follows. Pace notes is like your own language. Only you and your co-driver need to understand it, and it will take some time to develop. Be patient and don't be afraid to try new things. In the meantime, these things are going to be very important this week as we tackle one of the fastest rallies on the calendar, Rally Poland. It's time to go do some homework.
follow us here.